How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new One Piece chapter discussion. And for today's anime, guys, we are going to be talking about chapter 844, guys. A brand new predicaments and brand new installments that are actually involving in this brand new chapter, guys. After chapter 843, after the reveal of Luffy's Tank Man version of Gear 4, you know, we are actually now moving on forward, guys. Yes, it seems that the hype battle between Cracker versus Luffy is now over, and now basically Oda is saying, you know what, Luffy is stronger than Cracker. But we still don't know if Luffy is still stronger than the other, I would say, top Sweet Commanders, because of the fact that there are still two more, guys. And it goes along to say that, you know, is Luffy actually gonna fight all the 3 Sweet Commanders in this arc, or is he gonna have help involved with the Government 66, or I would say any other persons that are involved in this arc itself? Because, you know, it took Luffy to Gear 4 in order to beat just one of the Sweet Commanders. So it goes along to say, like, holy snap, you know, this guy's a pretty powerful opponent, I would say, on Don Flamingo's level, if he has to be going to Gear 4. And and it actually has to do a lot more with, I would say, due to the fact that, you know, you could say Cracker he was in his element, you know. Cracker was in his element. He had all the biscuits all around him. So you're kind of wondering as to say, like, you know, Cracker did have some sort of advantage over Luffy. So it could be that on par and our level. But that was it for chapter 844. I'm sorry, not chapter 800, 843. 844 now involves Luffy actually now getting closer to Sanji. And in this chapter, guys, we actually are involved with actually Luffy. He's now taking a rest. Now he's now with Nami. Chopper and Carrot are actually in the still side of the mirror world with Brule chasing them down. As to, you know, we don't know what's going on with them, but probably they're going to be more prevalent in the story coming forward. But it might have to do with the Poneglyphs themselves, because Brook and Pedro have not yet to do anything inside this whole entire arc, guys. All they've done is just infiltrate Big Mom's territory, but that's about it, you know. But this chapter, guys, this chapter is staying with the, I would say, the same ulterior motive that Luffy's going, and that is heading towards Sanji. And this chapter, guys, Luffy finally met Sanji. Yes, guys, he really did. And I, for one, was very much excited at the fact that Luffy finally met Sanji, because, you know, he actually met him face to face. It's not like it was back in most previous arcs when, I would say, one of the characters gets kidnapped. You know, they kind of see him off at the distance and Luffy is yelling at the top of his lungs. No. Well, he actually went up to, for all the Vinsmoke family members, Yonji, Sanji, Ichiji. He was at their faces, even, I would say, even Judge Vinsmoke's face. He was right there in his face, guys. And he was clearly talking to Sanji like he was his best friend. And in this, I would say, in this chapter, guys, it was a very turnaround for Sanji, because of the fact that we're actually witnessing Sanji himself, guys. He has to think for himself as to say that, should I go with Luffy? Should I talk to him as my best friend? Or should I, if I do, you know, everything that the Judge Vinsmoke has told me throughout the whole entire recent past chapters, it's all gonna come to waste. And because Judge Vinsmoke has gave Sanji, he's giving him chances, saying that, you know what, don't do what you want to do. If you try to escape, you're gonna hurt your friends and family. So, you know where your line is. Know where you're going to be crossing that line. Because right now, I'm basically giving you a free pass. And, you know, do what you got to do. But the minute you start betraying me and leaving me, boom, that's it. 1 family member will be going down. 2, then 3, and so forth and so forth. But with Luffy in close to Sanji, it's getting harder for Sanji to do it. Which kind of goes along the lines to say that it's kind of similar to the arc in Ernie's Lobby and Water 7. With Nami, actually, yeah, I would say with Arlong Park itself, when Nami even betrayed Luffy himself. It's still kind of recycled material that Oda keeps using, but, you know, with some brand new predicaments and installments that are inside it, but still, it's some kind of recycled material. But don't get me wrong, it's so entertaining. So in this actual chapter, guys, we're gonna actually involve Sanji fighting Luffy, because Sanji has came to terms and said, you know what, I have to say no. I have to leave you guys, because you guys are gonna get hurt if you guys get involved any longer, because these guys have a strong military power, you know. And it kind of reminds you again of Ernie's Lobby when Robin was taken by the world government, and Luffy just said he had a I don't give no F's look towards the world government. And you're kind of wondering, like, you know, basically Luffy's doing at it again with Sanji and the Vinsmokes, and he's saying, I don't care, I have a nonchalant attitude towards everything, and I'm gonna actually save Sanji. But Sanji in this chapter, guys, he actually is brushing Luffy off, and it's kind of really irrelevant too that he's actually gonna beat up he's gonna beat up Luffy, guys. He's actually gonna go on a brawl, and many One Piece fans have all been wanting this fight to happen. How strong is Sanji against Luffy? We've seen Zoro versus Luffy. We've seen Frankie versus Luffy. We've seen who was it again? Usopp, the most prevailing actually fight of all the One Piece characters. Usopp versus Luffy. We've seen many Straw Hat members fight against Luffy, but everybody's been always wanting this, and that is Sanji versus Luffy, guys. And I am definitely excited about that, guys. Don't get me wrong, I am a very huge Sanji fan, and I am wondering if he's actually going to be showcasing any of his actual powers against Luffy too, because he's got to be going all at it at Luffy too. And it kind of goes on to say that, is Luffy going to actually go all against Sanji as well? And if he is, how is he going to get out of the predicament? Because they're literally at the door of the wedding, basically, because the wedding is now starting to commence, guys. And it seems to me that Luffy needs more backup. He's only got Nami in his back, and the homies too. And the homies, look at, they're banged up already. So it kind of goes along to say, like, Luffy's gonna have a really hard time dealing Judge Vinsmoke. Granted that they do use electric attacks, but still there are martial arts experts as well when they're involved in fighting. So it's still kind of gonna give Luffy a hard time. Don't get me wrong. But it would be interesting, guys. It would be interesting to see the Vinsmokes fight against Luffy, to see how they actually do more and more of their techniques involved. Besides, I would say their electric shock therapies that they kind of basically give to all their human counterparts, you kind of say. But nonetheless, guys, continue on. Like I said, Sanji and Luffy, it's going to be a one prevailing fight that no one's going to miss. I can't wait for next week, guys. Can't wait. Sanji versus Luffy is going to be a one-all brawl-off fight. And, in this chapter, there was a lot of things that it was very informative that actually has to be touched upon, and that is basically the Sweet Commanders as well, guys. The Sweet Commanders have actually been given names. It seems that it's Lord Potato Starch and Lord Smoothie, guys. Two of the other Sweet Commanders that actually have been involved, guys. And Lord Snack. I'm sorry. Lord Smoothie, Lord Snack, and Lord Potato Starch, guys. All three of them have already been assembled at Whole Cake Island now. They're all there, and it seems to me that I'm just wondering, like, what kind of powers that these three actually hold. It seems Cracker's power has to do with Biscuit. There are theories out there saying that that they still have to go with the food motive, but I actually like in Roger's base theory with Commander Snack, and that is basically shrinking everything down to size, and that actually did make sense. Now, Lord Smoothie, my opinion and theory with him actually seems more, if it's going to be a food motive, I feel like it actually might have to do with combining things and creating weapons, or something along the lines of that. Because I know when you think of Smoothie, it's an assortment of recipes put together to make one liquefied, you could kind of say juice. So he could probably have a power of liquefying things. That could make sense. He would liquefy it, and then he would harden it, so that way it would be actually formed to a weapon, or in an offensive way, it could actually, immobilize an enemy. That I think that would be pretty cool in a sense too. Can you imagine Luffy fighting against an enemy that would liquefy your leg, and then basically he would harden it right there? Like, holy snap, it's not acid, but it's still functional, but you just won't have it in that way. It would kind of be weird with rubber, because rubber stretches. So with Luffy, it would be a very hard opponent to actually fight against. Now, Lord Snack, Lord Smoothie, and Lord Potato Starch. Now, Potato Starch, guys, that one, it's kind of a tricky, difficult one to go with Potato Starch. And with Potato Starch, I was thinking really hard about Potato Starch, and it seems that maybe with Potato Starch, what do you guys think with potatoes? Like, I personally really can't think of anything with potatoes. Even when you're involved with cooking, guys, it reminds me of like peeling off like shells of potato, French fries. Like, I don't know, like, it could be kind of like vague due to Lord Potato Starch, or maybe it's powder, or maybe it's something along the lines of that. I'm not too sure with potato. His is kind of hard, but Lord Smoothies is a little easier to maneuver. But with Lord Potato Starch, it'd be kind of a little tricky to go along with this. But like I said, though, and that's my thoughts on I would say the powers of the Suikomaras. But like I said, I'm actually very interested. Now, Big Mom was actually involved with her powers in this chapter, guys. This chapter, wow. It goes on to say that we all thought she ate the soul fruit, but it seems to me that Pound actually explained, saying that Big Mom has the powers of controlling and manipulating the weather. Now, that's kind of weird because the only person that could only have 2 devil fruits is actually Blackbeard. Now, if it's somebody else that could go along the lines to do that, it would be Big Mom. But personally, I don't think she does have 2 devil fruit abilities. I still think it has to do more with her soul fruit. Basically, since she has, her homie, she's summoning Prometheus, and she's summoning, I would say, Lord Zeus. I'm sorry, Zeus. Lord Zeus. So, for thunder, and Prometheus for fire, and she's controlling the weather. That's actually pretty cool. But it feels like maybe it's more along the lines as she's collecting the essence and souls of itself, like the essence of the sun, the soul of the sun, and she's collecting the essence of a thundercloud, since everything apparently has actual, living matter, or actual soul in the world of One Piece, which is very prevalent now in these later actual arcs, guys. We're learning that everything has a soul, and a soul can be placed into an inanimate object. So it goes on to say that no, Big Mom does not have 2 devil fruit abilities. It's more along, it's an extension or an awakened form of the soul fruit, which is basically bringing her souls and manipulating to her own self and involving it closer to her own soul. Like, she's basically blending these souls with her own soul, which that could be pretty cool because she's basically creating one new soul. That's my opinion on Big Mama, which I personally think would actually make sense because, the soul fruit could be an extension of granting other abilities and users. And like I said, Big Mom could have probably went to a graveyard and got the powers of some kind of ancient weapon, or I would say an ancient warrior that was able to manipulate fire, or something along the lines that, the world of One Piece is always ever changing, guys. So you remember, there's still more, and Oda always gives us a very, very fun, I would say, entertaining characters, guys. And with Big Mom herself, I personally am thinking that no, it's not 2 devil fruits. That's actually only exclusively for Blackbeard himself, because if it was 2 devil fruits, they would have already mentioned it already in previous chapters. So no, guys, like I said, it's not 2 devil fruits, and it's actually just an extension of her soul fruit ability, guys. Now, in this chapter, we are actually also looking at the fact that there was something else that I wanted to address too in this chapter, and that was Luffy versus Sanji, and Big Mom, Big Mom and her devil fruit abilities. What's it called, Chopper and Carrot in Broly's case. We mentioned also with Brook and Pedro's. Now, the only thing that's left over in this chapter itself, guys, was actually Sanji's eyebrow. Sanji's eyebrow. Yes, I actually also caught on to that, but I personally think it might have been an editor's mistake or Oda's mistake. Or it could not be an Oda's mistake, because you gotta remember, guys, Oda is human, so he probably drew Sanji's eyebrow backwards due to the fact that just for tension. That's my honest opinion. He drew just for tension, because remember, if the eyebrow was actually higher, he would look like every single character. So I think he drew it backwards just for tension's sake, guys. I don't even think it's a mistake. I think Oda did that on purpose, to be honest. And a lot of people are saying that, like, oh no, Oda's messing up, no. Oda's not messing up. He's doing that all on purpose, and it's actually his story, guys. So no. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about everything that has been going on. What do you guys think about Big Mom's devil fruit ability? Do you guys think it's actually part of their homies, or do you guys think it's actually more, you can say along the lines to say, an extension of her devil fruit ability? Or is it another devil fruit? Which, like I said, I don't think it's another devil fruit. What do you guys think of the upcoming fight against Sanji versus Luffy? I think Luffy and Sanji are going to have a good, well-balanced fight, but they might be interrupted, or a Deus Ex Machina kind of thing going on right there. Because remember, it's still too early in the series. And also, it kind of does resemble Early's Lobby in a way. So, like I said, someone else is going to get involved in this. And also, guys, what you guys think about Chopper and Brooke and Pedro and Carrot. What do you guys think of these guys going to be doing in the preliminary chapters? I feel like the roles are going to switch. That's my honest opinion. These two characters are going to switch, and that's what I personally think. Because the Oda likes to do that a lot. He likes to actually give us a little bit of surprise here and there. But like I said, guys, that's it for today's chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But give a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed my One Piece content. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen signing out, and hope to see you in the next video.